Oh, hi. This week, I am overhauling these two skirts that I have hoarded for, in the grand scheme of things, not that long, considering some of the other materials I have had for an unspeakable length of time. But I have had both of these skirts for just over 2 years. I actually acquired them at the costume shop job I used to have, where we used the jackets that were part of this two-piece set and turned them into really fun, like, Victorian coats for some play we were working on. And yeah, my boss was like, I'm never gonna use these skirts. Do you want them? And of course they were screaming Ramona Flowers colors. So I was like, I must have. And I actually didn't even think to try them on when they were handed to me. I was like, oh cool, scrap material. And then the other day I was trying to figure out what could I actually do with these, because I am this close to clearing out my mending bin. Pandemic makes and alteration pile update to follow. So yeah, tried the teal skirt on. Fits like a fucking dream, at least at the waist and then coming down around the hips. Perfect. Thing is, it's so fucking long. My lovely friend Elissa actually gave me some advice and was like, when you hem it shorter, just taper the bottom in again so you keep that pencil skirt shape. I think I'm also gonna attempt to keep the kick pleat in the back because I learned how to do mitered corners a few weeks ago and would like to utilize this skill I have learned and maybe show you how to do it. Or it's possible I'm just gonna cut it straight across the bottom and just leave it as a straight bottom skirt and not do any of those things. We'll see how I'm feeling. So there's the teal skirt, and then I also have this kind of berry red. It's really hard to capture the color of this properly. It's not fuchsia, but it's not magenta, but it's not red, but it's not pink. So berry red is the only thing I can really think of as kind of a raspberry. Okay, so my plan with this raspberry skirt is to, again, under the guidance of my lovely fashion forward friend Elissa, to fuck around with some color blocking, which I haven't really done that much of. I also don't have a pattern to work with for this, so I'm just gonna go vaguely in the A-line direction because the original skirt is A-line. Oh cool, are we having another power outage? I have made one A-line skirt, and you pretty much just figure out your waist measurement and your hip measurement, and you make an angled line that goes from one to the other, and then you kind of just continue that out. And this skirt not only doesn't have pockets, which is something we're gonna have to amend, but the waistband was too narrow for me. So we're gonna have to cut this skirt shorter, but like from the top, because I need it to be wide enough to go around me. Thankfully, I'll have all the scraps from this baby, and we're gonna do a teal waistband on the berry skirt and maybe add some strips to the bottom. How is this sounding? Maybe add some star appliques because I can't get out of my head that this needs to be Ramona Flowers themed, but I don't know if I'm forcing it just because a business Ramona palette, you know, a little darker, a little more subdued, a little subtle, but still a bit jazzy. I don't know. Let's just mosey to the cutting table and see what happens. I'm not making any promises to myself. These have been sitting in my mending pile for 2 years, untouched. I didn't even know they were gonna be skirts, let alone 2 different garments. So let's make some magic happen, or at least have some fun cutting some shit up and working out some feelings we're maybe having about things happening in the world. Just me? Okay, let's go. Oh shit, and this bitch even pressed everything? Who is she? Yeah, maybe the color's getting picked up a little better here, that like not quite. It's too bright on camera. I don't know why this shade is such an enigma. Also, I acknowledge these are 2 different colors, but I would call both of these teal, as well as like 4 other shades of blue-green. Don't ask me about color theory because I don't know shit about shit. Also, if you're like, why are there decorated bags along here? Are you throwing a children's party? No, friends. These are the 40+ mystery bags I have going into my Etsy shop by the time you are seeing this. I was gonna do a big release on October 1st, but I was getting really stressed out about launching everything at once. So like, hey, if you would like to check out mystery bags, I have made a lot of them. I have been a very busy bean. So if you're interested, I will link to my Etsy shop in the description. And it would be really cool if you wanted to get some of them, but also like no pressure, it's cool. Okay, so actually let's do the teal one first since I have a better picture of what we're doing with that one. It's got some little pleats in the front, it has pockets. We are not doing anything to the top. Oh, you know what I need to do is try this on and then mark where we're gonna cut. That would be helpful, huh? Let me grab some pins because I didn't think to bring those with me. All right, listen, this space doubles as a wood shop, so don't ignore the fact that there's sawdust on literally everything. This is a fully lined skirt. So I'm gonna pull this up and out of the way. I'm gonna line up bottom edge here. Move everything out as much as I can. I have a little mark about 1 inch down from where I had pinched the fabric before to allow for like the actual cutting edge so that it can get hemmed up afterwards. So we're basically going up to where the end of the original pleat is. Okay, sorry, specifically the kick pleat. Now look at all this extra fabric we have for the other skirt. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. You know, I don't know. I think I'm not gonna fuck around with the kick pleat because I made it short enough to a length I will want to wear it. But now if I split it back here, it's gonna be too high for me to actually be comfortable wearing it out in the world. So you know what? I'm not gonna do a pleat. I'm gonna make things not more complicated for myself. I promise we'll do mitered corners at some point down the road. And here's what I'm gonna do, right? The lining is obviously shorter than the skirt. So I don't wanna cut them at the same time because then it would have made the lining too long. So that skirt section I already cut off. You can either lay it on top of the lining or measure how long it is, whichever you feel is easier. This is about 10 inches that I took off, which is wild. Just gonna cut that off. And now I can similarly just hem that up, roll it over once or twice, and that's that skirt done. You know, I'm okay with it not being tapered because girl needs some movement, and I have done a pencil skirt before that had the kick pleat in the back, and I hate it. So remember a couple summers ago, actually probably shortly after I got these skirts at the costume shop, I did a video talking about how garbage of a year it was, which is hilarious to think about now because of the rest of how that year went. Oh, the naivety of 29-year-old me. But yeah, so I made the Deathly Hallows dress and I like the top. I think I haven't revisited it in a while though, so I don't know how the darts are looking, where I may end up just remaking the entire dress, which I think will be a good project for me to practice. But if nothing else, I want to remove the pencil skirt from the bottom and add a gathered skirt, because I fucking love gathered skirts. Anyway, that's my spiel on why I don't like pencil skirts. I can't. I need to move my legs. So yeah, let's not overcomplicate this. We're gonna hem this and call it a day, and then this can live in my closet and actually get worn. Okay, so took a lunch break, watched some Doctor Who. This needs to get brought down a little ways to fit my actual waist measurements, since it does not currently. I need to measure for a 32-inch waist. I also need to account for a ½ an inch seam allowance either side, so we're gonna add an inch to that. I'm gonna take 33 inches, divide that by 2, which gives us 16.5. So I'm gonna worm this down until I hit that measurement. I don't know if this is how you use one of these things, but it's how I'm using one of these things. Okay, so wait, I done fucked up. I did not account for the extra inch. At least I'm gonna need down one of these so that I can insert a back center zipper, because fuck side zippers. Okay, so I'm just adding an inch to that initial number I did, and we're gonna recut these both at the same time since they're both the same piece, the front and back, and I'm just making more work for myself by not doing them at the same time. Is anyone surprised? No, of course you're not. All right, I don't hate this. Then I'm basically just double checking that the butt part of this is going to be wide enough for my hip measurement, which it is. I have a 41 hip, so I need at least 21, 22 inches across here to allow for everything. So perfect. I will be using the lining scraps from the teal skirt to do the pockets for this skirt, and I'm going to make a waistband out of this. I'm just going to cut a strip to my waist measurements, but do it about 3 inches wide, so that once it's folded in half and allowing for ½ an inch on either side, it'll be about an inch tall. So I'm going to whip that together and get our basic skirt sorted out. I've already shown how to insert pockets into a side seam, so I'll put a little card up here if you would like to check that out. Uh-oh, Bert has found his squeak. He's a proper New England boy now, and this is one of his favorite toys. This skirt is coming together. Sneaky pop of color for the pocket. I really like this waistband situation. I always think Ramona Flowers, but then as I recently mentioned, it skews a little mousel as well. Kind of winged it a little bit, and I put some little pleats in the front. I don't think they look out of place though, but whatever, not the end of the world. I mean, I have jeans and 2 shirts on under here, so don't mind my button bulge happening under here. It's actually not hitting it too bad of a spot, and it will get hemmed. I am prone to making very short skirts because I am not at all self-conscious about my legs and everything looks short on me. Anyway, I did already put the zipper in. I would like to commend myself on how well the waistband edges are lining up over that zipper. Not only did I hand baste before I top stitched, putting the actual zipper in to start with, I used some basting tape. I keep wanting to call it bias tape, but that's not what it is. Basically double stick tape. I think this is called Wonder Tape. It helped a lot. The one thing was it did make my needle sticky. Even my hand sewing needles got a little gummy. I mean, it's just a matter of rubbing some alcohol over it. Like rubbing alcohol, not Maker's Mark. Although, God, I wish I had Maker's Mark. But yeah, I'm debating about this lace. Since I don't actually have enough of the teal skirt to make any kind of band, I'm gonna sleep on it. I have a lot of hand sewing to do for this skirt and for the other one. Because you will all be seeing this once it is already up and I have made whatever decision I make, I'm going to take a picture of this whole skirt and lace situation and post it up on my Patreon and let them decide if this just gets a plain hem or if we're going to add the lace. And straight up, all of you over there are some of the most brilliant creatives ever, and you give me so much helpful information. I mean, everyone here does, but I've gotten a lot of great tips with just bettering my sewing over on the Patreon. So basically, hi, thank you for all the help you've all been giving me. Would you please mind helping me figure out the fate of the skirt, because I really cannot decide and I need help before we jump to future me, who will have figured all of this out already. If you would like to join my lovely patrons, who are somewhere on the screen here or everywhere on the screen, they're the ones that are making this happen, both financially as well as idea-wise. I get a lot of input from everyone over there. So if you would like to get little sneak peeks like this and be able to help me make decisions on videos sometimes. And there's some, you know, additional perks where like I'll make and send you stuff sometimes. Or if you would even just like your name up on the screen with all of these fellow nerds, then link to my Patreon in the description right near where my Etsy stuff is. Someone is telling me it is dinner time. So I'm going to break for the evening. Well, stop filming for the evening, go make some bum-ass stir fry and get some hand sewing done. And yeah, next time you see me, there will be lace or there won't be, but a decision will have been made. God damn it. Which one is it gonna be? He doesn't give a shit. Okay, so next day is upon us. I'm waiting for the iron to heat up, and then I'm gonna press the bottom of this skirt. Oh, I don't think I hemmed. No, I didn't hem the lining. I think I'm gonna do that by machine or just serge it a little higher. Once everything's pressed, I'll let you know how lazy I'm feeling. But I already know this one fits, so I'm not worried about the try-on part of that. And then dun 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 dun, this one is complete. I even did the stitch in the ditch by hand so that the facing is tacked down. You can see the thread on the side, and it's very loose because it doesn't need to be super industrial stitches or anything. So as for lace or no lace, this is what I've decided. Dun 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 dun. I decided not to go with any lace because I did ask everyone over on my Patreon and the responses were mixed, which, you know, I was hoping for a united front, but 'tis fashion, right? Is that it's all subjective. So then I was trying to think, well, realistically, what will I put with this skirt when I'm wearing it? Because you can't just wear bottoms out in society. And then realized this is probably the top because it's not so far off from this, but it has some of that lace already on it. I think I'm gonna lower this neckline just a little bit. I'm not sure, but I thought it'd be a little matchy-matchy if I put lace on the bottom of this. Now I still can down the road. I can maybe temporarily install it somehow, maybe, but as for now, I'm just gonna rock it laceless. I do still need to press this out. Okay, so moment of truth for the fit. I know I mostly had it on yesterday, so I have pretty good gauge on whether or not this fits, but we did the dang thing. Oh, it's perfect. And where it's hemmed, it's like right above my knees, like at my knees. What do you think, Lil Bean? He's over it. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm so excited about this skirt, and I'm glad I didn't put the lace on. Not that I would have hated it on there. I don't know. I like that the prominent focus is this berry color, because if I have this blue and white striped cardigan, well, not a cardigan, it's not open front, just sweater. I know what clothes are. This sweater, and that's even covering up that color block band a little bit, then it can just be a berry colored skirt, which I think will suit my closet well. I'm trying to work on a more cohesive look because there are colors I'm definitely drawn to and styles of things I'm definitely drawn to. There's many pieces I don't find myself wearing very often. I've been mulling over doing another KonMari method overhaul in my closet, even though I feel like I just did one, but it's been at least 2 years, so let me know if you're interested in that, and I can definitely get rid of some pieces. This is the best part of making so much this year is I'm so happy when I'm wearing a well-made, handmade piece by me. I'm finally at a place that that's how I feel about the stuff I'm making, is they're well-made clothes. It's not just thrown together. And I'm even remaking some of that stuff, as shown by that t-shirt redo. I don't know if you heard the tiny dog fart while I was mincing my words. Thanks, bud. So anyways, yes, I'm trying to streamline my whole closet. Just really trying to be mindful of what I'm going to wear certain things with, because that's never really been something I've thought of before, but that is what ended up making the decision about the lace for me on this particular skirt. Also, now this has pockets where I very much wasn't gonna wear it before. I mean, other than the fact it didn't fit and I physically couldn't wear it, but it has pockets now. It's a more reasonable length. And it has like a fun jazzy waistband, so it'll incorporate better into my closet because I don't have much in the way of red, but having a permanent color block opens it up, forcing it to work with other garments that I have. It's going to make it easier to just be worn more often. And let us not forget about the teal one that I redid. Yes, all I did was shorten it. I didn't do any reshaping or anything really involved, but that's part of the editing process, right? Of not overcomplicating your outfits. I don't know. I was all gung-ho about making it into a pencil skirt for some reason, and then the reality of making it into a pencil skirt, I knew I wasn't gonna wear it. I'm really happy with how it's fitting. I like the length now. I don't know about the lining because it makes it a little bulkier, but it's also more flattering shape, I guess. It has a little more volume to it while still being fitted at the waist. So I'm not 100% sure about that. But you know what? If I don't like wearing it like this, I can fuck around with it down the road. Maybe add lace to the bottom of this one instead. Or both. Porque no las dos. Can you tell I took like 4.5 years of Spanish? Because I sure can't. Oh, I can't believe it's already sweater weather. I mean, I'm excited for it. I fucking hate summertime. You know what brought me a great amount of joy this summer though is my creator recommendation for this week, which is Umi, the most amazing skater lady I've ever seen in my entire life. She made me so happy. Like every single time she's posted a video, I have just been smiling uncontrollably. I recommend following her on Instagram and YouTube. She only has a couple videos on YouTube, but they're still like very well produced and like fully professional feeling, even though it still feels like she put them together. She only has a couple of them and not nearly enough subscribers, so please check out her channel. But also, she's dabbled in some sewing things, plus the way she puts the dances together on the skates with the music, and I've been introduced to a lot of new songs from her. I just cannot recommend letting yourself witness such black joy enough. Please, please, please go check her out if you haven't already seen her, because my God, she makes me so happy. Not that that's like her job, but I'm so glad that she's out there doing her thing, clearly enjoying herself, is sharing that with so many other people. I've seen so many other people start skating because of her. And I think what an amazing way to go about your online presence. So 10 out of 10, very highly recommend checking her out. Links in the description. If you are looking for me anywhere, links to all my shit also in the description, and I will see you all back here with another video next Friday. Thank you so much for hanging out. Also, hi from your friendly neighborhood Hufflepuff. I'm here to tell you that trans rights are fucking human rights, and I cannot believe that JKR is like doubling down on her bullshit. Please, please, please know that you are worth the world, and don't let her trying to take people down a peg just for trying to live their fucking lives affect you. Oh God, she is literally killing people, and I just want to scream off of every rooftop, but this is about as close to that as I can get. So you are just as important. No one deserves to get treated less than human, so fuck that shit.